So my life gets crazy with Brooke and Blake and a husband that works 80 hours a week. And I decided to start my own business on top of it, which is insanely crazy. But thanks to the Iowa Clinic, they made it easy to see my doctor. And when I get there, she listens. So I feel like I have a partner. And before you know it, I can get back to my crazy, busy, insanely busy life where I have a busy business, busy husband, and busy twins. Oh no, where's Brooke? There she is. Care how you want it. Visit iowaclinic.com.
All right, what's up? Welcome to the Cyclone Fanatic Game Day pregame show. Matt Van Winkle, Jared Stansberry from Jack Trice Stadium. We're awaiting Iowa State's season finale, regular season finale against TCU, 3:30 on FS1. I want to thank our sponsors, of course, of the Game Day pregame show, the Iowa Clinic Men's Center, longtime supporter of Cyclone Fanatic, and our good friends at Farm Story Meats. I bet those guys have been pretty busy, Jared, of the last few weeks or months or so. This is kind of that time where people are smoking meats, getting stuff ready for the holidays. So shout out to those guys.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And you always got to have something good for, Thanksgiving. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving holiday. And then, not too early to stock up for Christmas and make sure that you're going to have something good when your family comes over for Christmas dinner.
For sure. Well, normally Chris and I kind of pre-record this pregame show earlier in the week, and Chris kind of gives us top 5 things to look for the game. But as you guys know, Chris is in Brooklyn, New York for the NIT basketball tournament right now. Obviously, the Cyclones with the big win over Xavier the other night. That was pretty cool, Jared. I mean, man, we got an undefeated basketball team still. I don't think any of us expected that.
Yeah, for sure, man. And obviously a big opportunity tonight against a top 10 team with a bunch of talent with Jalen Duren and Amani Bates, just a really, some guys who are going to be superstars in the NBA here before too long. But a really big challenge for the Cyclones tonight. They moved back into the top 100 in KenPom for the first time since last December. So it's the Cyclones are on the move here at this point early in the year.
Nice. Obviously, a big football game tonight. Obviously, too. Iowa State with a disappointing season to say the least. I mean, you're looking to get above 500 overall tonight and kind of improve your your bowl standing a little bit. I don't know. I think it's at this point to me, it seems like it's kind of down to 3 bowls. I think you're looking at Cheez-It, Texas, and Liberty at this point, right? I mean, that's kind of what the 3 scenarios you're seeing. I don't know what the Kansas State score is now, but that might affect some stuff.
Yeah, Kansas State just lost. So I do think that might open some things up a little bit. Or if Iowa State wins today, I think they do have a possibility to move up in that tier. But so I think the Alamo maybe becomes a possibility, but I don't think it would be a likely one.
Yeah. The interesting thing, I mean, Texas isn't bowl eligible, right? They only got to 5.
No, 5. I don't know what their APR is. So
maybe they could sneak in.
Yeah.
It'll be one of those weird scenarios. But I mean, in all likelihood, I mean, obviously Iowa State's going to a bowl game. And really today is about the seniors, right? I know Rob wrote a nice piece about the senior class on cyclonefanatic.com. But man, today's going to be a special day at Jack Trice Stadium.
Yeah, man, for sure. It's going to be an emotional one, and just to, see these guys run out on the field for one last time as Cyclones and, just to get to watch them play. Like, it's been really fun to watch these guys grow up and play for the Cyclones and, see the things that they've been able to do for the program and, how the program has grown in their time here. They've done a lot for this program. And, I would be shocked if this place isn't completely packed by the time they start their ceremony at 3:05 and, get everything going. So there's some loud ovations, but, it's just going to be, I'm sure there will be a lot of emotions running high, for everybody as soon as this game starts with just, the sheer number of guys that are going to be honored.
And I mean, kind of the story of this season has been the slow starts again in the first half, right? I mean, that's the games they've had to come from behind. You got to think today that those guys come out with their tails on fire, with a full head of steam ready to go in this game. Especially, I mean, it's going to be an emotional day. But you got to think that these guys are ready to go and really want to finish strong. Because again, we don't know how many of these seniors or a lot of these guys are going to play in a bowl game. I mean, that's kind of the reality of this, of the times we live in now. This may be the last game for a lot of those guys, including Brees. So, man, I just feel like this game, I feel like Iowa State could win it by 3 touchdowns. I mean, I feel like it could be that kind of game. Obviously, TCU has kind of rallied since Gary Patterson was let go. and have looked okay. But obviously, Iowa State's been great at home this year. What their only loss coming to Iowa. So what are kind of your things to look for today, obviously, other than kind of the senior moments?
Yeah, so I have heard that TCU is short a bunch of guys that did not travel today. I kind of overheard the TCU radio announcers talking and stuff like that, and they were listing off all the guys that aren't here. And it was almost easier to list the guys that are here than the guys that aren't. So I do think the Frogs are missing a lot of key players, starters and stuff like that. So that'll be something to keep an eye on as the game gets going early, just to kind of get an idea of how many people aren't here and how important those guys are. But I mean, I agree with you, man. I would not be surprised at all to see Iowa State come out and really play well in this game from the very beginning. Like, emotions are going to be riding high. The crowd's going to be jacked up. So, just come out, try and land a punch on them early and see if you can get them to kind of lay down, and then you can roll through and everybody can kind of celebrate, and it can be a happy day for the most part, and that is relatively stress-free.
Well, I mean, and TCU's playing for a bowl game too. They're 5-6 coming into the game. So, I mean, they've got a lot to play for as well. So really anything
I'd be interested
could happen,
to know though, like, how badly do they even want to go to a bowl game?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, obviously that, the narrative every year with a new coach coming in, you want the extra practice time and, get those guys some more reps, but who knows? I mean, at that point they may just be ready to move on. But I mean, for Iowa State though, on the other side, I mean, this is, they need to get this win. I mean, again, they're already bowl eligible, but this is a game that those guys need to win for the program. You know what I mean? For those seniors, for those guys that have put it on the line for the last 4 years.
Right. And just to get some good vibes, go out on some good vibes, and good vibes have been kind of hard to come by at different times throughout this year for the team. But I would be really surprised if they don't come out and play really well, though. I think that this team's probably locked in, and I think these guys are going to come out and put on one more good show at Jack Trice Stadium.
Do you think this is a game that we might see a lot more depth come in? I mean, it'll obviously depend on how the game's going, but even regardless of that, do you think that Matt Campbell will throw in a lot of the, guys that maybe haven't seen a lot of minutes this year just to kind of get that momentum going into the next, in the bowl game, into the next season?
I think it's entirely possible. Like, I mean, that's like you said, it depends on how the game is going.
Yeah.
If it's, one score to the very end, I would be surprised if you're going to dig too deep into the roster. But I think if they can get some opportunities to get some guys out there and give them some experience, then, you need to take advantage of that, especially if you can get a little bit of a lead early in the game and, kind of pull away during the second half. But I think that would be really good to get that. And then, got to get Breece Hall one more touchdown, get him that NCAA record for consecutive games with a rushing touchdown. And, like I said, just good vibes, man. Just figure out a way to get everybody out of here feeling happy and not down about the way that things kind of ended.
Yeah. Chris says, just want to win and a Breece Hall touchdown. I would take that. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? Chris also says, what do you think will be the most brought in food? Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. Yes. They're opening up the, what people can bring into the stadium today. So Casey's Pizza, I think, it's got to fit. What did it say? They have to fit the clear bag policy. So what are you going to shove in a Casey's Pizza into a clear bag? And
what's the funniest thing that we could see someone with? Like, what would be the funniest thing you would see someone eating on TV? It'll be hard for me to tell, obviously, being in the press box. But if I saw someone eating corn on the cob or something,
no, someone brings in like leftover Thanksgiving turkey and mashed potatoes in like a clear bag and shoves it. I think that could happen.
And they're eating it straight out of the bag.
Pumpkin pie, maybe pumpkin pie, or we'll see.
Man,
I don't know.
What a world, man. I don't know. It's just this. Yeah, it'll just be good to come out, play well, and trying to hit on some good vibes. That's all I want to see. I'm just tired of bad vibes.
What I'm thankful for is that we actually get fans at this game, because how sickening would it be if this was a COVID year and you couldn't get a full capacity for this group? That would suck.
Yeah, that would be horrible. I mean, even last year, I think that they were at whatever it was for the capacity at that point. Like, it just didn't feel the same. But like I said, I'd be really surprised if there's not 61,000 people in the stands, to cheer these guys on and, just give them a proper send off.
So John asks, what is the most likely bowl game if ISU wins today? We kind of talked about that a little earlier, John, but obviously with Kansas State losing to Texas, it opens up. Jared says it may open up Alamo. Did you think? But I think that's
that's
like
possible, but that would be
that's
like
like
an
best
outside.
case scenario. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an outside possibility, but yeah, I mean, I think that the Alamo is probably there. I still think the most likely scenario probably is the Texas Bowl in Houston. But then, Orlando would probably be right above that, which I just hope that it's not Orlando, man. I hate Orlando. I hate the entire city of Orlando.
Well, it's interesting because Iowa State, I mean, that's formerly the Camping World Bowl, which Iowa State was at 2 years ago. And with the Liberty Bowl, that's a place that Iowa State's been to twice in the last, 6 years, 7 years? So
it's probably
8
more
now
than
at this
that, but
point.
yeah, it's been
Yeah,
a
they're
while
at
now.
2013 and 2017. Does that sound
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And then I think they went in 2012 too. Didn't they go back to back?
No, they didn't go back to back because I think they missed out on a bowl game Rhodes' final year. So wasn't that
Well, yeah,
20?
they did. I'm saying,
14.
didn't they go in? I thought they went in 2012 too,
20.
but I could be wrong.
I could be wrong too. Somebody will have to remind us.
A lot of trips to the Liberty Bowl. That's all we know.
I was at the Liberty Bowl. I think it was 2012. Well, it was the year that they beat Oklahoma State. So that would have been
the 2011.
2011. Okay, it was New Year's Eve though, almost 2012, but 2011 season. Yeah, okay, that sounds right. Okay, what does Chris say? Still got a bowl game, but wanted to. Oh, thanks, Chris. Yeah, appreciate that.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
It's been a fun year of coverage. Obviously, not the season we all hope for, but Jared, kudos to you and Chris and Rob,
thanks, man.
Jacqueline for all the great coverage. Jeff Woody, of course. Yeah, appreciate that. Okay, 3:30 kickoff. FS1, I believe, is the station. Man, another big game in the Big 12 tonight. Bedlam, Oklahoma State. That game's at 6:30. Is that tomorrow
night?
Okay,
yeah,
sorry, tomorrow night.
It's the primetime game on ABC tomorrow. Yeah.
I'm getting mixed up. I keep
forgetting
I get it, dude. That
it's
it, Friday.
I woke up every day wondering what day it is. I turned on the TV this morning when I woke up, and I was like, wait, why isn't College Game Day on? It's still Friday.
Yes. Okay. 6:30. I got Texas Tech and Baylor tomorrow, 11 o'clock, West Virginia, Kansas. Come on, Kansas. You can pull that one off. Home game, senior day for Kansas. They got that, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a packed house for the Jayhawks.
What was the over under for Kansas wins this year? Was it 1.5?
I think it was 1.5. I would hope that they eclipsed it. Well, I think they did. Yeah. If it was 1.5, I would be surprised if it was more than 1.5 though.
That might be a sneaky good game, actually.
It could be, I guess. I don't know. It depends on if West Virginia can come out and throw the ball. Kansas's secondary leaves a little bit to be desired.
Well, and that's another interesting point. West Virginia's 5-6, so they're looking for bowl eligibility too. So that could affect some positioning for bowl for Iowa State as well. So we'll keep an eye on those games. But obviously, the big one, Oklahoma State, will be a big one tomorrow night. So, so it's going to be a doubleheader tonight. So Iowa State football 3:30, Iowa State basketball is at 8 o'clock, 8:30.
It's 20 minutes after the conclusion of the third place game, which starts at 6. So I think the technical expected tip time is 8:30 Central.
8:30.
But I think it could be anywhere between 8 and 9 theoretically.
Yep. Got it. All right. Well, it'll be probably me and Jared, and who knows, it might be Brett Meyer. We'll see. We're going to throw together a halftime show for you guys today. Chris is obviously out in New York. I don't know what Chris's status will be for the game. He might be live tweeting. He may be on halftime. We'll see. I don't know where he's at. He may be at Barclays already, just kind of watching. Last I knew he
was at the Barclays Center at shoot-around. So I'm not sure where he's at now, though. But we'll get it figured out before halftime and make sure that we get something good for everybody.
Sounds good. Want to thank our sponsors again, the Iowa Clinic Men's Center, and Farm Story Meats for their support of the Game Day pregame show. All right, Jared, we'll see you at halftime. All right, pal?
Sounds good, buddy. Thanks, man.
All right, thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you at halftime.